This is Luo Guanzhong, the famous ancient Chinese novelist from the Ming Dynasty, or possibly the Yuan Dynasty, but most likely the Ming Dynasty. Everything about his life is obscure as much as you could even think of. It's even more obscure than Sun Tzu's. Makes sense because Sun Tzu was a military strategist, so obviously there'll be historical records of him. But for Luo Guanzhong, it's ridiculous the amount of obscurity in history he has. Pretty much there's only one date that we can confirm, and it's only a year. And I'll talk about that later. So basically, we know nothing about his life. All we know is that he was born sometime circa 1280 or 1330. It's either one of these dates. Although this statute tends to believe that it's 1330. What is agreed is that he was born as Luo Ben during the Ming Dynasty, or possibly the Yuan Dynasty, but this is a little possibility that I'll talk about later. And in this Ming Dynasty, he would go ahead and he's mostly known for his pseudonym, which is Hu Hai San Ren. In Chinese, that would be Hu Hai San Ren. Hu Hai San Ren. And then we have the possibilities of his births and among other obscurities in his life. Some people say that he was born in Taiyuan, where he was born in the late Yuan dynasty and died in the early Ming dynasty too. And according to his contemporary, who was a Chinese playwright called Jia Zhongming, this is the confirmed date that we can talk about that really does make Luo Guanzhong exist, is that Jia Zhongming went ahead and said that he did go ahead and meet Luo Guanzhong sometime in 1364, and that it was a pleasant to meet him, and they talked about and chatted about the kinds of things. Another possibility about his birth is that he was born in Dongguan, in Dongyuan, and in Dongyuan he was born in the Shandong province, where he was born in that date, claiming to be from 1282 all the way to 1360, sometime then too. That's how he was born, and that's when he died. That's the predicted amount of date. During this time, though, he was not idle. Obviously, he would go ahead and work on his works. Obviously, as a novelist, this is Jia Zhongming, by the way. He went ahead and wrote The Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which itself has become adapted to several things, including a TV series, video games, which apparently there are 14 parts to, and other translated novels. It itself is split into two categories too. This is the Romance of the Three Kingdoms official Penguin Classics books, and this is the one that I will be using for this series. And then there's another book called The Water Margin, and the Water Margin itself is just about the 108 something heroes that are on the marshes that they would go ahead and fight and those kind of things. We are confirming that he did write parts of it, but most of them were just independent stories that Luo Guangdong himself went ahead and compiled and wrote together. And here's another work that's attributed to him, The Three Sui Quash, The Demon's Revolt. Now this is mostly a kind of book called a Shenmo fantasy. Now, what is a Shenmo fantasy? Now, this roughly translates to gods and demons fiction, and this was attributed to Luo Guanzhong with at least its first 20 chapters. And by itself, it is quite an interesting read, and honestly, all of Chinese literature itself went ahead and was adapted into a TV series of some sort. And that's it. That's all we really know about his life. Another very hotly contested thing is about his death. Now, when he died, we have no idea, obviously. Not like we can go ahead and ask him, or someone's alive who knew when he died, we could ask them. No, all of them are dead. And so we all went ahead, the historians went ahead and guessed his date to be sometime in 1400. But some historians go ahead and even attribute his date to be somewhere closer to 1416 instead. Whichever case, he lived in the 14th to the 15th century, and he did live a nice life. And with that life, he would go ahead and produce these classics and meet some great people too. Albeit we will have no idea what that will be. In the Romance of the Three Kingdoms in the following weeks, we'll be going ahead and exploring the historicalness of the Yellow Turban Rebellion all the way to the Han Dynasty's downfall, to the reunification of these kingdoms too. And that's why it's called the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. And that is it. That is the biography of Luo Guanzhong to the best of my ability. And I will see you guys soon. Bye bye. Thank you for your precious time.